Hey, you know what, guys? Over the years, I've been accused of a lot of things, but I've never been accused of not knowing how to cook a good dish of ramen. And today, we're gonna clean out the fridge and do a really spectacular bowl. You know, I don't know anybody that doesn't love some good ramen. Now, to keep it somewhat barbecue, we got some leftover pork chops that we've sliced up really good. Stick around to the very end. I got a special ingredient I wanna show you guys. It's gonna really set this dish over the top. All right, guys, here we go. Don't be intimidated. It's only ramen, okay? So really quick on the ingredients. I got some radishes for a little crunch. I got some celery, green onions, got some newer ones and some refrigerator rejects, but we're gonna put them to use. We got this vegetable that I forget the name of. Of course, we got the ramen. Get the favorite of your choice. This is just cheapo ramen. Got some ginger. And I'll show you what we're gonna do with this ginger in a little while. This is the only thing I went to the store for. Well, maybe not the only thing, but we love these little sprouts in there. It makes a really nice texture. Get you some, it really wakens up that dish. Okay, we got some broccoli. Now these have been sitting around in the fridge for a while. This is pretty bad kind of broccoli. I went ahead and washed them, cut them up a little bit. I like these well cooked. So I got a boiling pot of water over here that I'm gonna go ahead and stick them in. And I got some, again, store-bought, regular, good old minced garlic. Guys, when I cook with ginger, I always include garlic or vice versa. The two are the yin and the yang, you know, they're yinging and yanging. Anyway, go for it. You want to definitely do that, okay? I got some carrots. I like to slice these up nice and thin. Got a jalapeno. Got eggs, of course, the raw egg for while we're making our soup. And I got a few hard-boiled eggs in the fridge cooling off. So these are all basically the vegetables right now and a couple of the other ingredients. Let's go over here to the stove and we're gonna make the soup base. All right, guys, as I mentioned, I got the broccoli in here in the water that I'm gonna use to boil the noodles with, but I'm getting a head start on at least the broccoli for now, because I like to get those a little bit more than blanched. So we're gonna make a soup-based ramen, and I've put a few quarts of water in here. I brought it up to temperature. Now, most ramen comes with some kind of little soup base. Don't let that stuff go to waste. I'm gonna put all 4 bags in here. You know, one of these days I'm gonna get one of those fancy look down cameras and look straight into the pot here, but I don't have that right now, so. All right, so get yourself a little spoon, kind of stir that up as it's going. Now this sauce may be good just as it is. And what you wanna do, give it a little taste. Okay. Tastes okay, but you know what, we're gonna wake it up. So one of the first ingredients I like to add to any kind of soup base is some soy sauce. About a couple tablespoons in there, equates to about that much. And a little bit of the sesame chili oil. And I'm using all that's left. It's all right, I got some more. Okay, then I'm gonna take a little bit of this premium fish sauce. Definitely has a fishy smell. Give it a few shakes. And oyster sauce. That one I'm just gonna get maybe about a tablespoon there. Okay. Hoisin sauce. And then I'm just gonna give maybe another tablespoon. And a little bit of this Thai red curry paste. That doesn't finish, I'm gonna use the handle. About that much. Okay, again, this is just to get started. Now this Chinese 5-spice, use this very sparingly. I recommend just a dab. Just like that. Okay. Then to continue with that beef theme, because these packages, as beefy as they are, they're just not cutting it. So I got this Better Than Bouillon roasted beef base. And I'm just gonna take out a nice glob there. See that? Just stir it in. I'm gonna bring this up to temperature. And I already started with pretty hot water. shy of boiling. Now I'm just gonna let all those ingredients combine there. Okay, after about 5 minutes, a little taste. Oh, that's coming along really nice. Now it's got that nice little fishy taste. It's just barely perceivable. You hardly even know it's there, and that's kind of what I want. Now I'm gonna kick it up just a little bit different. So I'm gonna take this pre-minced garlic. Doesn't need a lot. It's about that much right there, a tablespoon or so. Stir that in. Okay, since I wanted to get a head start on things, we're gonna take some of this celery, and I'm gonna put it into the soup base. The reason I want to put it in there is that there's some salts and even some other flavors that I want that celery to kind of mingle with and give it kind of that celery kind of flavor. And if you guys have ever cooked with celery salt, you know what I'm talking about here. Also some more of that, I don't know, bok choy or whatever it is. Throw that in there as well. Okay, again, I'm just gonna let this stew. Now, real ramen houses in Japan really pride themselves on their soup. They literally spend a day or two just making the soup, and that's because they use bones and different pieces of meat, and they stew it down, and it just comes out with some really complex flavors. We don't have the time for that. This is just a quick lunch, but you can kind of see the direction I'm going here with that. It's almost the same thing. Okay, same thing with these little carrots here. Now, there's what it looked like at the beginning. Now, these aren't really baby carrots, you know. They didn't go stealing the baby carrots from Mama Carrot. What these are rejects. These are essentially parts of the carrot that, the carrots that didn't look good enough for open sale. They grind them down and make them into these little shapes. Okay, I'm gonna pour those into the soup base. That's gonna add the sugar. And we stir. Okay, I saved you guys from really the chopping and stuff like that, but here's basically how the ginger comes out. Now, I like them more chunky, and that way you get to actually eat it if you find a piece. Now, this is gonna cook long enough to where that ginger will soften up, but the ginger, the oils and the flavors from that ginger will leach out into the beef broth, the base, and really combine with that garlic. And trust me on this, it'll be a beautiful thing. Tasty. Oh, that's getting there. All right. And just for good measure, a few big ones. And that's about all I'm gonna do the base right now. I'm gonna set it on the back burner and get to preparing the noodles. All right, guys. So at this point, all I got to do now is select some of these onions here and give them a little chop. Go ahead and do that right here. I don't like using the thicker white ends, so I'll just put those off to the side. There you go. I do like those in the broth, so I'll put a few of those into the broth. Mostly what I like to use these onions as is more of a finishing kind of flavor. I'll put them in at the end. Okay, but I'm gonna throw away these ones that kind of have that slimy feel. I don't want that. I don't think Sassy wants that either in their lunch. Now, of course, you guys saw these radishes here. So the way I'm going to cut them up, I'm going to do little thin cuts as much as I can. I'll cut myself. Again, this is more of a finishing kind of texture. There we go. Just gonna stick them in that bowl. Now at this point, everything I'm putting in this bowl, I'm gonna be putting in at the end. Right onto the soup. Kind of a garnish. Radishes are really good for you too. There we go. You guys have probably been eyeballing this jalapeno, haven't you? Well, we're gonna go ahead and slice these up as well. And I want to do these nice little round wagon wheel jalapenos. I don't care if there's seeds still left in them, but I'm going to lay these in as a garnish as well. Stick goes in a bowl. Okay, again on the egg, this is gonna be more like toward the end in the broth. I take a fresh egg, break it up in there, and kind of mix it up into the broth. Kind of makes a nice milky consistency, kind of gives it a little bit more texture, and I like it a lot. All right guys, as promised, I'm gonna show you our secret ingredient to really take this up a notch. So you're not gonna be able to find this in the regular stores. You may have to go to an Asian food market, which I'm definitely no stranger to. It's got some good stuff in there, regardless of what you might think of China and some of them other countries that have been in the news lately. My favorite roasted chili oil is this stuff right here. Just look for the lady that looks constipated. You can't go wrong. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside. It's got this really beautiful oil in there. Got some peanuts, some beans, got a lot of texture. It's almost like a barbecue sauce, and it's all roasted. Now trust me, 1 tablespoon of this in almost anything is just gonna set off your dish. So right now I'm gonna take about that much right there and put it into our broth. There we go. Now trust me on this, this stuff is great. Again, here it is. Now this isn't an endorsement, this just happens to be my favorite go-to fried chili oil I've ever found, and you know, go check it out. Okay, not as important where you put this in the broth here, but don't forget to put your sesame oil. I think the sesame really adds a great flavor. You can even get some sesame seeds and throw them in there as well. Adds nice little texture as well. So, okay, so I'm going to chop up the rest of these onions now. And get rid of those. All right, guys, don't forget your bean sprouts. They're definitely essential, but you don't want to put them in too soon. So this is, again, more of a garnish. You can put them into your soup. Just if you want to add, you know, if you like that flavor, I'll go to take a handful. All right, guys, I think we're ready to do the noodles. Okay, guys, as you can see, beef broth is going really nicely. Give it a quick little taste here. Watch out for this hot soup. Oh yeah, that tastes great. I can taste that ginger coming up. I can taste the sugars ever so slightly from the carrots. That's a hard thing to point out, but if you know your carrots. Okay, we're gonna bring this water, which again, still has all that broccoli and some of the bean sprouts in there. We're gonna bring this up to a rolling boil. But just before then, we're gonna give it a little seasoning. And to stick with the theme, we're gonna be using soy sauce. Just enough to give it a little bit of that saltiness. There we go. Now, as anyone will tell you when you're boiling noodles, season your water. In fact, I am going to use a little bit of sesame oil, some of that Thai fish sauce, just a dab. Kind of work it all together. Okay, while this is coming up to boil, I'm gonna go get the hard-boiled eggs that I have in the fridge getting cool, and I'm gonna peel them and slice them up really thin. Not unlike these radishes here, so that's also gonna be a garnish. Be right back. All right, here we go, guys. In with the noodles. All right, a nice little stir. Now, it's not going to take very long. I give it about 3 minutes. Then we're going to drain. I'm not going to drain all the water off, but I'm going to drain probably half that off. Put the rest back in here, and the water will kind of still keep those noodles nice and pliable because I'm going to put those noodles right in the bowl from the broth. All right, guys, here we go, the moment we've been waiting for. There we go. As you can see, we want to start with an empty bowl, and you see how that broccoli and the other vegetables I put in there all kind of pulverized down. That's exactly what I was looking for. Now we just need to take some of that soup base. I'm just going to pour that in there. There we go. Now, I think I got as much soup as I want, but I'm gonna pour some more in there. Just the soup. Yeah, I think I got the most soup. Pour it right in. So that level gets up there. All right, see that? Okay, and I'm just gonna give these noodles a little bit of a tug of presentation. There you go, see that? A little bit of soup around the edges. Okay, now what we're gonna do, garnish them with a little bit of sprouts, a few green onions, some of these radishes, a couple jalapenos. I'm gonna stick them in there in the warm water, let them kind of get all happy. And I'm gonna put a couple up top. And then some of these hard-boiled eggs. I'm just gonna drop them right on in. They're still a little tender. That's okay. And a little bit more up top, just to be happy. Clean out your refrigerator ramen. Doesn't that look good? All right, guys, this happens all the time. Check it out. The soup is still piping hot. Here's our pork. I'm just gonna take a nice little handful of these pork chops, put them right in there. And we'll just fish them out here, not a problem. There we go, isn't that good? Oh. Sorry for the elbow. I'm gonna put them right on top. There we go. There's some of that egg, by the way. All right, guys, so disaster avoided. Now, as you can see, this is still piping hot. It's still just as delicious, if not more, because now we got that pork there. So guys, if you really like this video, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, tap that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please comment with your ramen recipe. We want to hear from you. See you.